What up, Blue Diamonds? How you doing? You know I come on here to drop some jewels, cause that's what it's about. I'm the teacher. I was born under a certain moon, and my purpose is to teach what I've learned and pass it, to express what I've learned and to pass it on to the best of my ability. So that's what I be coming on here to do. Because if I can help me and then I'm healed or healing or more healed than someone else, then when someone else comes into my energy, then I can pass that healing along. That's what we're supposed to be doing, passing the love along. We've learned how to pass the shit and problems and crap along. It's time to learn how to pass along what will edify us in our existence, in our lifetime. Our lifetime, it seems like forever, but it's very, very short. Once you get up in age, you realize all of the people kept telling you, oh, it's going to go fast. When I had my kids, they was like, oh, it's going to go fast. And I'm looking at them like my baby is like a week old. And you telling me that cherish it because it's going to go fast. Now that my kids are in their 30s, yeah, I understand what was told to me then, but I didn't understand it then because I was new, right? I hadn't been through it. These are people that have experience already with having kids, and their kids are adults, and they knew how fast it was. And so they was just passing on that information to me so I could cherish every moment and every second in my children's lives. And I really put forth amazing effort to cherish as much time with my kids as I possibly could. I was cheated of a lot of time because I didn't have the fathers. Yes, I have two baby daddies, two children, a boy and a girl. We didn't stay together, so all of that work and discipline and the nature of a man, I took that on, and I worked 14, 15 hours a day. Yet when I did get an opportunity to spend with my children, I tried to spend it lovingly and, teaching them and, teaching them the best I can. So giving advice is a great thing. You need to not only, once you learn a lesson, it's important for you to share those lessons, either through just general conversation or, you may see somebody in the street, that energy is not balanced and they may be talking about a particular thing. Like one time I was on a bus stop and this lady was talking about her daughter and how her daughter was so disrespectful, and she didn't understand how her daughter was so disrespectful. They had such a good relationship when they were younger. She don't know what went wrong. What did she do wrong? And I was going through the same thing with my daughter, and it's nothing that you do wrong. It's these children grow up and you're teaching them these wonderful things. You're giving them this amazing foundation, but the world is in such contradictory, you know what I'm trying to say, state that they think, well, all that stuff my mother was telling me was some bullshit. Let me conform to what the world is saying, is the best thing to do. And it's just a part of growth. They have to live and learn like we lived and learned. I came on here to talk about unity. Thank you. Unity and being together, being growing together and learning from each other. I see a lot of people on YouTube angry, and that's one of the stages that you go through. So don't feel no type of way if you're in the stage where you're angry of how things went down. Everybody that has been plugged into the matrix has been lied to. And we're starting to realize that and understand that now. When you're lied to, you're going in the direction that the lie is taking you in. So we've been lied to about religion, everything. I don't even want to get into specifics. Everything. The matrix is designed to keep the wool over your eyes and to keep you moving in a way where you're not motivated to live. You're motivated to work real hard. You're motivated to chase the bag. You're motivated to just do the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing to, actually enjoy this thing called life. People are burnt out. They're tired. They're not getting the rest that they need. They're not getting the love that they need. They're not getting the support that they need from their families. We just all fucked up because we've been following a program that doesn't belong to us. We have been eating hay, and we not animals, just to give an example. So what I wanted to talk about today is that you definitely have to go through the motions and the cycles. Once you learn that we've been lied to about everything, you do go through emotions. You be like those motherfuckers. I started walking down the street, and if you pay attention to when you walk down the street, a lot of Caucasians have the energy of, you better move out my way. They not saying nothing, but they just moving, and they see you walking, and it's like they not gonna move. You have to move. And then if you pay attention, it was a point in time in my life where I always moved out the way. Why was I moving out the way? I'm sorry, that apple just looks so juicy I had to take a bite. But why are you moving out the way all the time? There's nothing wrong with moving out the way, But all the time, they putting forth an energy that you gotta move. They're superior. You can feel the energy when you're walking down the street. Try walking down Midtown Manhattan and walk at a slow pace, and you see them walking and coming, and their energy is like, move. When I started learning about the truth of things, I was kind of angry at Caucasian people because I thought it was the Caucasian people. But now that I've done my study and my research, I've learned that it's the Moors. It's the feathers and the fez. The Moors that are the feathers are the good Moors. The Moors that are the fez are the bad Moors. The bad Moors went up in them Caucasus mountains and taught the barbarians how to walk and do all of this stuff. Why? We have asked ourselves why. We know that they did, but why? Why did they go and get this barbaric being and teach him and her how to be civilized? So they say, because teach them how to be civilized only to actually attack and enslave and abuse and murder and do all of the horrible things that they've done to us. That don't make no sense. If the Moors was smart enough to teach the Caucasoids how to be civilized, then why weren't they civilized? And how did they get so civilized that they were able to overtake the people that taught them how to be something other than what they were? First of all, you can teach something love and authenticity, but if it has the desire to if its nature is just barbaric, then you're gonna expect that nature to come out, right? Just like a snake, right? You know the story of the snake. The man or the woman found the snake, and the snake was wounded, and they healed the snake, and they thought the snake was their friend, and they fed the snake and got the snake back to good health, and then the snake bit them. And as they were lay there dying, they was like, why would you bite me? Like, I saved you and I helped you, and why? And that motherfucker was like, 'cause I'm a snake, nigga. That's my nature. That's what I do. So, we're emotional beings in this avatar that we're in. And once you learn that the Matrix have programmed you to fail and to be a slave and to dummy down yourself and to not be in your complete power, you get angry. Allow yourself to go through those emotions, but don't stay there, because remember, we are growing, we are elevating into our higher self, into the best us that we could possibly be. So don't stay in that anger. You still have to grow, but go through that emotion. If you don't go through and feel it, it will still be present, and it won't be something that you went through. You have to go through this energy that you're feeling, the disappointment and the and just the anger that someone or something could have possibly done this to you, to your lineage, to your family. Yeah, it is true. Let me get comfortable here. So, what I wanted to talk to you today, though, about specifically is that it's so important that we grow from these. You don't stay angry forever. Nothing. I'm working on how to say this where you're truly understanding where I'm coming from. I used the other day, I think my video the other day was about the Tower of Babel and how we were all working together collectively to get to God. We just made up our minds, look, we want to get to God. Where's God? God's up there? Okay, so let's start building so we can get up there to God. And the story goes, because it's all a story. It's his story, It's not the truth. It's his story. I said they lied about everything. I mean, everything. So they said that why wouldn't God want us to get to why wouldn't God want to get, I'm trying not to say him because I know God is really a woman. Yeah. Once you continue to do your research, you will learn that it's a lot of stuff that hits you in your face, but I'm compelled to speak the truth of what I've learned on my journey. God ain't no man. The patriarch has been in control for a while now. And how has that worked for us? We're in wars, children. I just heard today from my Muslim acquaintance that a young little girl, 7 years old, was raped and her throat was slit. And why? 7 years old? Why would you even want to? It just don't make no sense. But the patriarch is very barbaric in nature, especially because it's disconnected from the matriarch. It is the woman that opens the mitochondria for the man to be able to grow. Without the woman, the male cannot grow. Men come from women. So that whole sperm theory of, oh, you came out of my sperm, and yeah, but your mother made you and helped cultivate and create the sperm that is within inside you. So it's mother driven. This is a matriarch planet and a matriarch situation. So as long as we live in a patriarchal situation, we're not balanced, right? So bring me back, hone me back in, because my mind just be going a mile a minute. So it's very important. You're going to go through these emotions. When they was building the Tower of Babel, they said that God got angry and made everyone speak different languages. So at one time we did work together in unity, all of us. Different languages means different languages. Chinese, Russian, Spanish, Scottish, all the different languages that it is. Everybody learned different languages and went off to their different parts of the world, and only dealt with their kind. I don't care who you are as a human being. You shit, you pee, you eat, you laugh, you cry, you have 2 eyes, a nose, you have lips, you have 2 ears, you have a brain. And we're all made up of the same constitutions. I'm talking about human beings. Um, well, I'm going to say human beings for the sake of overstanding in this moment. I'm meeting you where you are because we are gods. Some of us are aliens. Some of us are not from this dimension. So, yet, in general, human beings, we all have the same things. If you prick me, do I not bleed? So the Tower of Babel shows us that we were working together in unison and getting things accomplished, And Enlil, if you know the story, was like, fuck that. What these motherfuckers is trying to get up out of here? What's going on? I'm going to make them all speak different languages. And in the laboratory that we were in, I believe that he separated, the beings and made them speak different languages so we could be divided and not work together. And thus, us not working together always causes confusion because it's only together that we'll rise. Most of the indigenous people have gripes and quarrels with the Caucasian race. They were being dictated to, told what to do, used as the cat's paw, as Rod Hayes would say, as they duped us with that whole situation. There are more poor and destitute Caucasian people than it is indigenous people. We don't look at that because that's not talked about. They don't tell you that it's more Caucasian people on welfare than indigenous people. They say people that look like me is on welfare. We lazy. We don't want to do nothing. They project the narrative. So I'm here to encourage you to break down the narratives and the stereotypes. I'm here to encourage you to do your research, to not believe anything people just tell you. Rod Hayes is Tahuti in the flesh, I believe, because the information that he knows is like not just how does he know all the information, but how does he retain so much information? He reminds me of the New Age Bobby Hammett. Bobby Hammett is the one that opened my eyes to amazing things. And even if you don't have any spiritual gurus or spiritual educators to go to, the internet has the information. Google has the information. What was the other one? Duck something. It's the internet. It's like Google, but it's Duck something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's all of these different places for you to find the information. The libraries. I'm sure you have a library in your neighborhood. Yeah, because every library has a neighborhood. They're doing a lot of construction here with our libraries in New York City. So they're off limits at the moment. Yet you have, when I was little, we had the encyclopedias, but we have the internet. We have the internet to the point where we can go to any country and find out information about that country. We can go anywhere in the world and find out the information that is necessary. So take an hour out of your day to start doing the research about who you are as an indigenous being, who you are as a being, period. What is your lineage? Asian people are just starting to find out that they black. Yeah, y'all lineage are black. The Chinese, the first Chinese dynasty was the Shang Fu dynasty. And you can look all of this up. Go on YouTube and say, pull up the historical China. What did they look like? Were they black? Or pull up the black Chinese people, and they will show you the first people everywhere was indigenous. They look like me. And so do your research, but that doesn't mean now that we found out that we are the first, that we are the true creators, that everything that has been created was whitewashed and made you to think that it was something other than what it was. That doesn't mean now you go and now you be the master and try to control other people and tell them what to do or whatever. That's not what we're here for. We're here to live in unity. We're here to work together. We're here to show each other the same love and respect that you would want somebody to show you, you know. And so be angry, go through those emotions, because they're gonna be there. If you found out somebody lied to you about something, you gonna have, you know, you're gonna respond emotionally. But don't let those emotions stifle you from the truth. The true end goal is peace. The true end goal is love. The true end goal is us working together in unity, all of us, not just the indigenous people working together and fuck everybody else, or we wouldn't all be here together. It's when we all decide to stand with each other 10 toes down and not let anybody that is willing to disrupt that peace and that love and that authenticity come into our space. That's when we guard our love and we guard our hearts to a higher degree. That's when things will start changing in the ways we want them to change. When we start protecting the mothers that have the wisdom to teach us what we need to do to live in this world the way we're supposed to live in this world. We're supposed to be communing with nature, hugging trees and talking to the animals and helping the animals. And we do that, but to a more larger degree. We should be helping animals more than we going to work 9 to 5 for these corporations that are greedy and trying to get our money and suck us dry, use our energy so they can have this piece of paper that they created, because gold and silver is the real tender, the real currency, but they done duped us with that shit and got some paper and wrote some shit on it and have us fighting and killing each other and selling our kids for this damn money. I ain't never seen nobody chase the bag like they got us chasing the bag, but we don't chase our spirituality. We don't chase our history. We don't try to figure out who we are. We don't honor what has come before us. And I'm not saying none of us. I'm just speaking to those who, the majority. The majority is duped and asleep and don't want to wake up and it is disrespectful to the whole idea of the matriarch and life the way it's supposed to be. Are you living? Ask yourself that. Are you living? Are you living? Are you, huh? Are you alive or are you dead? Are you happy or are you sad? We have to start asking ourselves these questions. When you question things, you get the answer. Ask and you shall receive, right? So ask the question, what is it? What do I have to do to become the best me that I possibly can be? What do I have to change? Help me to see beyond the veil. The spiritual world is there to help you, to assist you, to guide you in the direction that you're supposed to go. If you're still living in this plane, you still help the people that are in the spirit world move along through that world, and you help to heal their pain and their generational curses. I am my mother, I am my grandmother, I am my great grandmother, I am all of my mothers in me, and they all lived through me. And so whatever they didn't finish here on their journey, I get to pick it up and make it right, for myself. And then making it right for myself, I make it right for all of the me's. Right? We just need to look at things differently. And I know to some people I might sound a little crazy. I might sound a little off. I might sound different than what you are used to. But is what you're used to edifying you? Are you being the God that you're supposed to be in this existence? Are you walking the walk and talking the talk? If you don't put love and authenticity first, then nothing else matters. Are you choosing to stay in your positive nature? Are you choosing to care? Because I hear a lot of people be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. They be the main motherfuckers that's are hurt and broken. The ones that be like, they don't care. Because we do care. We do care about how we are loved. We do care about how we are received. We do care about if we are even received at all. Why don't nobody love me? Why everybody can treat me a certain kind of way? Why? Keep asking the questions, and you will get the answers. But yet you have yet you have to ask the right questions. How do I be great? How do I maintain fun energy, adventurous energy? How do I look at life differently? How, why? Yeah, be the kid. How, why, mommy, why? Ask the questions. We stop asking questions because somebody told us we was adult. You're an adult now. Put away childish things. But yet in the Bible it says, and the child shall lead them. Which one the fuck is it? You got to take all that confusion and put it into perspective. Balance yourself out. We are light and we are dark. Out of the darkness came the light, right? But we totally ignore the darkness as if it's something bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. We've been told it's bad. If they keep us afraid and doubtful, then we won't ever try something new. They took our spirituality and turned it into something evil. Oh, don't go over there. But then they're using our spirituality against us. It's time for a new day, y'all. So I dropped several jewels in this video. If you really want to know who you are, you will do the research. Don't listen to me. You don't know me. You know me though, but you don't know me, but you know me. You know me. You know who I am. I cannot eat grapes without seeds. They gave me grapes and apples. Well, if you eat the grapes without no seeds, you're eating the whatever it took them to make it. You're eating that. How you make grapes with no seeds? Then that means it's a dead grape because it has no seeds to regrow itself. Well, let's put this out. Hold on. I had to tell her to buy the grapes with seeds. Unbelievable. Anyway, all right, y'all. Empress Blue here. Y'all know how I do. I love y'all so much. I love me first. And loving me, I automatically love those that are around me and that are like me. So I love y'all. I hope that you love yourself. I hope that you're working on yourself. I can only give you direction. You're the one that's going to have to go in the way that you should go. And you know better than anybody else know exactly what it is you need and how you need to be in this moment. So be the best you can possibly be. Believe in yourself. Believe in your angels and your ancestors that are around you. We are spiritual beings. So track your spirituality. Bobby Hammett, Dr. Phil Valentine, Dr. B. Sirius, Young Elder, Rod Hayes, Conjure Queen. These are all people that you can look up on YouTube, and you pick which one that matches with your energy, and you get some information. And don't believe what they say. Let them give you the information, and then you go to the library where the lies are buried, and you do your research, and you will be amazed at what you found. When I was homeless for 10 years in Florida, off and on for 10 years, I was on my Job journey. I was on my Joseph, what's the boy that his brothers sold him into slavery? I was on that journey. Yeah, we're here to figure it out. We're here to figure it all out. If you're not figuring it out, if you're just going to work every day and you're not trying to figure out what this life is about, you will live your entire life working and slaving for somebody and being disconnected from the true most high energy of all things. It's only one divine universal energy, and they call it many names. But a lot of the names that they call that energy is not coinciding, it's not balancing, it's just some made up shit. Like, the person that they call Jesus is named Yahshua, and he was our brother, and he kept telling us, don't worship me, you can do the same things that I can do. So we really have to dig deep into ourselves and figure out this thing called life, or not. It's up to you. You have a choice. Live how you want to live. Do what you want to do. Make sure what you're doing is making you happy. Not fake happy, real happy. Do you know real love? Real love. I'm searching for a real love. Someone to bring my heart. You know what I'm talking about? Real love. Real love. Not that fake, phony, unauthentic way of being. Real love. If you're not living in that real love energy, you missing out, because it feels so good. It feels so different than the energy of the Matrix. Look at me. Don't I look like I feel good? Don't I look like I feel good? I'm shining inside. People keep telling me I look younger. Yes, because I am the one that goes within me and creates the me that I want to be, because I am the creator. So walk in your truth, walk in your love, walk in your light, be the best you can possibly be, and have an amazing, amazing day. Empress Blue, dropping jewels. You know how I do. One perfect love, y'all. Deuces.